When a disabled vet confronts Trump during his speech, his emotional response will move you to tears. A year after this powerful moment, the changes set in motion will seem almost unbelievable to both the vet and his wife. The convention center was packed with thousands of veterans and their families, all eagerly waiting to hear Donald Trump discuss his plans to reform the Department of Veterans Affairs. The air was charged with a blend of hope and doubt as the crowd anticipated what might come next. Now, really quickly, if you're tired of the lies the media is spilling, consider hitting the subscribe button, notification button, and like button for more conservative videos, as Donald Trump made a dramatic entrance onto the stage, greeted by a mix of cheers, applause, and chants from a portion of the audience. However, not everyone was convinced, as some attendees watched with skepticism. As Trump began his speech, he emphasized his commitment to making the Department of Veterans Affairs great again, focusing on themes of American greatness and the duty to honor those who have served. While many in the crowd nodded in agreement and applauded sporadically, a palpable undercurrent of restlessness remained, reflecting a cautious optimism about his promises. As Trump was delivering his speech, a sudden commotion near the front of the crowd caught his attention. A Black American veteran, clad in full military uniform and adorned with numerous medals and ribbons, was trying to move forward despite being in a wheelchair. His wife, Morgan, was pushing his chair with determination. She was jumping up and down, her efforts focused on catching Trump's eye. The disturbance was significant enough to make Trump pause his speech. He looked in their direction, pointed to the veteran, and signaled for him to come forward. Trump then directed the Secret Service to let the veteran through the security barrier. With the crowd watching in anticipation, Trump approached the veteran, addressing him with genuine curiosity and inviting him to share his story with the audience. Jamal Carter's journey began long before his service in the Airborne Division. Growing up in a small town, he was shaped by a close-knit community and a family that valued hard work and dedication. As a child, he was deeply influenced by stories of military heroes and felt a strong sense of duty to follow in their footsteps. His parents instilled in him a deep love for his country and a belief in the importance of service. In high school, Jamal was known for his discipline and commitment. He was active in sports and community service, qualities that earned him respect from his peers and teachers alike. His high school years were marked by a strong sense of purpose and a clear goal of enlisting in the military. He saw it as a way to contribute to something greater than himself, driven by a desire to protect his country and honor his family's legacy of service. Upon graduating, Jamal's decision to join the Airborne Division was fueled by a blend of youthful idealism and a sincere commitment to the values he had grown up with. The Airborne's reputation for rigorous training and elite status appealed to his ambitious nature and desire for a challenging and impactful role. His enlistment was not just a career choice but a profound personal commitment to serving his country with honor and distinction. When Sergeant Jamal Carter took the stage, his introduction was marked by a blend of pride and sorrow. He began by sharing his service history, explaining that he had devoted 20 years to the Airborne Division. He recounted the excitement and sense of purpose he felt when he enlisted straight out of high school, driven by a deep-seated patriotism and a desire to serve his country. Jamal's narrative shifted as he spoke of his deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. He described the harsh conditions and the constant danger, as well as the profound camaraderie he experienced with his fellow soldiers. His voice wavered as he recounted the traumatic event that changed his life forever, the eyed explosion that caused severe injuries, including the loss of his legs and significant spinal damage. He detailed the intense challenges he faced after his service, highlighting the relentless bureaucratic hurdles within the A system. Jamal spoke about the mountains of paperwork, the countless unanswered calls, and the unfulfilled promises of care that left him feeling frustrated and abandoned. His story underscored a painful reality many veterans face, being let down by a system that was supposed to support them. Morgan, Jamal's wife, had stepped away from her teaching career to become his full-time caregiver. Jamal expressed deep gratitude for her unwavering support, but also the emotional and financial strain this role placed on her. As he spoke, it became clear how much the system's failings had compounded their hardships, leaving them feeling increasingly isolated and disheartened by the country they had both served. As Sergeant Jamal Carter spoke, his composure began to break down. His voice, once strong and steady, trembled with emotion as tears welled up in his eyes. He struggled to articulate the profound frustration and pain he felt about the VA system, describing it as irreparably broken. Each word seemed to carry the weight of years of personal struggle as he recounted the many obstacles he faced in trying to obtain the care and support he was promised. Jamal spoke candidly about the toll this situation had taken on both him and his wife, Morgan. He described the immense sacrifices she made as his full-time caregiver, her own dreams put on hold to ensure his needs were met. The emotional and financial strain of their circumstances was evident in his voice, and his sorrow was palpable. The audience sat in stunned silence as Jamal's emotional breakdown unfolded. His sobs and raw vulnerability struck a chord with many present. Veterans in the crowd, recognizing their own struggles reflected in his words, nodded in silent empathy. The air was thick with shared grief, and a sense of collective heartbreak filled the room. The emotional impact of Jamal's testimony left a powerful impression as his tears and open display of pain resonated deeply with everyone witnessing the moment. As Jamal's emotional breakdown continues, Donald Trump's response is both immediate and heartfelt. Observing the gravity of the situation, Trump steps down from the podium and approaches Jamal with a visible look of empathy. He places a reassuring hand on Jamal's arm, acknowledging the veteran's sacrifice and the pain he has endured. The sincerity in Trump's eyes reflects a genuine concern for Jamal's plight and the broader issues affecting veterans. Trump then turns to address the entire crowd, his tone shifting from campaign rhetoric to a serious, contemplative note. He condemns the current state of the VA system, criticizing its inefficiencies and failures. With a sense of urgency, Trump declares that this moment will serve as a turning point, a catalyst for necessary reform. His promise to tackle the broken system resonates with the crowd, sparking a mix of hope and skepticism. Demonstrating a personal commitment to the cause, Trump extends a gesture of support beyond his speech. He offers Jamal his business card, inviting both Jamal and Morgan to join him for a policy meeting. This invitation is more than a symbolic gesture. It signifies Trump's intention to involve himself directly in addressing their concerns. He assures them that their story will not be forgotten and that he will personally oversee efforts to improve the VA system and ensure better care for veterans like Jamal. This promise marks a significant shift from rhetoric to action, with the potential to impact real change for those who have served their country. The aftermath of Jamal's emotional confrontation with Donald Trump sees a wave of media and public attention. News outlets across the country pick up the story, covering the dramatic and heartfelt exchange. The footage of Jamal's breakdown and Trump's response quickly becomes a focal point in the news cycle, drawing widespread coverage and analysis. Social media erupts with reactions as users share clips and express their opinions. Hashtags related to Jamal's story trend on platforms like Twitter and Facebook, amplifying the conversation and bringing more visibility to the issues faced by veterans. For Jamal and Morgan, the increased spotlight brings both opportunities and challenges. Major news networks reach out for interviews, eager to hear more about their experiences and perspectives. The couple finds themselves at the center of a national conversation about veteran care and the shortcomings of the VA system. As they navigate this new level of attention, they come to understand the significant impact of their voice and the power of their personal story. The exposure highlights the systemic issues they have faced and reinforces the importance of their advocacy. This newfound visibility also opens doors for further engagement with policymakers and the media, solidifying their role as influential figures in the ongoing dialogue about veteran reform. In the policy meeting that follows, Jamal and Morgan sit down with Donald Trump and key members of his team to discuss their experiences with the VA system. Jamal begins by detailing the frustrations and obstacles he has faced, from the endless bureaucratic red tape to the lack of effective care and support. He provides a candid account of the challenges he and Morgan have encountered, including the difficulties in getting timely medical attention and the emotional toll of navigating a broken system. Morgan contributes by sharing her perspective as Jamal's primary caregiver. She explains the sacrifices she has made, including leaving her teaching career to provide full-time care, and the profound sense of abandonment they have felt from the government they served. Their discussion paints a vivid picture of the issues within the VA system, highlighting both its strengths and its many shortcomings. Trump listens attentively and acknowledges the gravity of their situation. He promises to use Jamal's story as a blueprint for reform, pledging to address the systemic flaws and improve the services provided to veterans. Trump extends an invitation for Jamal and Morgan to continue being involved in the reform process, ensuring that their voices will remain integral to shaping the changes. This commitment marks a significant step in turning their personal struggle into a catalyst for broader systemic improvements. Following the policy meeting, significant legislative changes are set in motion. New bills are introduced with the goal of streamlining the VA system, aiming to eliminate bureaucratic delays and make access to services more efficient for veterans. These bills focus on simplifying the claims process, reducing wait times, and ensuring that veterans receive timely and appropriate care. A major component of the new legislation includes increased funding for mental health services and veteran transition programs. Recognizing the unique challenges faced by veterans adjusting to civilian life, additional resources are allocated to provide comprehensive support, including counseling, job training, and rehabilitation programs. This funding aims to address both the immediate and long-term needs of veterans, helping them to reintegrate successfully into society. The long-term impact of these changes is significant. The Virginia system begins to show marked improvements in service delivery and overall care quality. Veterans experience more streamlined processes, quicker access to necessary services, and enhanced support for mental health and transition challenges. Jamal Carter, who played a pivotal role in bringing these issues to the forefront, continues to advocate for ongoing reforms. His experiences and efforts remain a driving force in ensuring that the improvements are not only implemented but also sustained. Through his advocacy, Jamal helps to maintain momentum for future changes, ensuring that the VA system evolves to meet the needs of all veterans. 1 year after the emotional confrontation, Jamal and Morgan Carter attend a significant ceremony marking the signing of the VA reform bill. The event is filled with a sense of accomplishment and celebration as key reforms to improve veterans' care and support are officially enacted. During the ceremony, Jamal reflects on the journey from that pivotal day to this moment. He feels a profound sense of achievement and hope, knowing that their efforts have led to tangible changes in the VA system. The reforms promise better care and support for veterans, fulfilling the promises made during the previous year's confrontation. As the ceremony progresses, a fellow soldier approaches Jamal. This soldier expresses heartfelt thanks and respect for Jamal's courage and perseverance. The gesture symbolizes the broader appreciation for Jamal's role in advocating for the changes that will benefit many. Despite the progress, Jamal acknowledges that the fight for veterans' rights is far from over. He recognizes that there are still many challenges and stories that need to be addressed. His commitment to continued advocacy remains strong, and he vows to keep working towards further improvements and support for all veterans. The journey is ongoing, but Jamal's dedication ensures that the fight for justice and care for veterans continues. As Jamal and Morgan Carter reflect on their journey, they recognize that while significant strides have been made, there is still much work to be done. Their story highlights the impact that one voice can have in bringing about widespread change. The emotional confrontation that began with a single veteran's plea for better care has sparked a broader movement for reform and improvements within the VA system. As we wrap up, remember that every voice has the potential to drive change. Share your own stories, struggles, and successes. By doing so, you contribute to a larger movement for justice and improvement. Jamal and Morgan's journey shows us that even in the face of adversity, one person's courage can lead to meaningful reform. Stay tuned for more stories of hope and resilience as we continue to spotlight the fight for better support and care for all. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video for more conservative news daily. See you in the next one.